What really happened to the Chateau Diaries couple? Viewers have followed Stephanie Jarvis and Philip Janssen through laughter, renovations and romance at Château de Lalande. But behind the fairy tale life in rural France are stories of family, love, loss, and a YouTube channel that became bigger than anyone expected. Today, we're diving deep into their journey, who they are, how they met, what happened to Stephanie's father, and just how much the channel really earns.
Please like and subscribe to our channel.
Introduction to the Chateau Diaries. Back in 2018, the Chateau Diaries appeared on YouTube as a whimsical peek into life at Château de Lalande, a centuries-old estate tucked in the French countryside. What started as a light-hearted video diary soon blossomed into one of the most recognized chateau vlogs online. Viewers tuned in for the renovations, the stories of guests and volunteers, and most of all, the eccentric, magnetic personality of the woman at the heart of it all, Stephanie Jarvis. The channel took off during the pandemic, when audiences longed for escapism and romance. Watching daily life unfold at Lalande, meals shared in grand dining rooms, adventures in old stone hallways, gardens being restored, offered exactly that. And soon, it wasn't just Stephanie on screen. Enter Philip Janssen, a young creative whose presence would change the story of the Chateau Diaries forever. How did Philip and Stephanie meet? Philip first appeared at Lalande around 2020. What began as casual appearances in the vlogs soon grew into regular collaborations, cooking meals, sharing laughs, and taking part in the never-ending projects around the chateau. Fans watched their chemistry develop episode by episode, until it was clear they weren't just partners on screen, but partners in life. From playful banter in the kitchen to joint trips across France, their relationship unfolded in front of thousands of viewers. It's a romance that started at Lalande, and today, it's one of the defining elements of the channel. Who are they? Stephanie Jarvis was born in 1975 in England and turned 50 during the Chateau's 20th anniversary celebrations. Her life before YouTube was steeped in art, music, and theatre. She trained as an opera singer, studied history, and lived with the dream of creating a fairy tale home. In 2005, she bought Château de Lalande with friends Nick and Michael. Over the years, she transformed it into a guest house, a filming location, and now the centerpiece of a global YouTube community. Her family background is just as colorful. Her mother, Isabelle, affectionately called Mummy on the channel, is French and a frequent guest in the vlogs. Today, she lives in South Africa with her husband Percy Atfield, but remains closely tied to Stephanie's life. Stephanie's father, Derek Jarvis, was a Londoner and an artist. His paintings still hang proudly on the chateau's walls, keeping his presence alive long after his passing. Philip Janssen, meanwhile, is younger and comes from the Netherlands. Before joining the Chateau Diaries, he pursued performing arts and even starred in Dutch musical productions. His background in creativity and performance shines through in his playful humor and imaginative flair on camera. Philip also runs his own YouTube channel where he shares lifestyle content and glimpses of his own passions. Together, Stephanie and Philip balance each other. She brings theatrical warmth and vision, while he adds youthful energy and levity. It's this combination that gives the Chateau Diaries its unique charm. What happened to Stephanie's father? Stephanie's father, Derek Jarvis, was a central influence in her life. He and Isabelle shared a passion for restoring properties, something Stephanie inherited. Derek's paintings adorn Lalande's interiors, creating a personal gallery within the chateau itself. Tragically, Derek passed away in the mid-2000s. Some sources note 2005, while others list 2009. What is certain is that his death came after the purchase of Lalande, leaving Stephanie and her mother to carry on the vision. His artistic legacy lives on not only in the home, but also in merchandise collections celebrating his work. For Stephanie, every brushstroke on the walls is a reminder of her father's lasting influence. The Chateau Diaries YouTube earnings. The success of the Chateau Diaries has also raised questions. How much does the channel actually earn? Public trackers estimate that AdSense revenue alone brings in several $1,000s each month, with figures ranging from about $1,500 on the low end to over $8,000 depending on views. Some analytics platforms suggest even higher numbers, estimating monthly ad earnings between $7,000 and $20,000. But ads are only part of the picture. A major source of income comes from Patreon, where dedicated fans contribute monthly to support the restoration of Lalande. While exact numbers aren't publicly shared, the Patreon community has become a cornerstone of the chateau's finances. On top of this, collaborations and branded products, like the Jarvis and Janssen home collection, add to the revenue stream. In short, the Chateau Diaries isn't just a passion project. It's a business model built on storytelling, community, and the dream of restoring a piece of French history. So, what happened to the couple? Despite speculation and online gossip, Philip Janssen and Stephanie Jarvis are still very much together, both as a couple and as co-creators. They continue to appear side by side in vlogs, sharing their life at Lalande with fans across the world. Their relationship, which began in the heart of a crumbling chateau, has now become part of the fairy tale narrative that keeps viewers coming back week after week. The Chateau Diaries is more than just a YouTube channel. It's a modern fairy tale about a woman who bought a chateau, a young man who joined her story, and the global audience that came along for the ride. From Stephanie's artistic heritage to Philip's youthful creativity, from the tragedy of losing her father to the triumph of building a thriving online community, the couple has turned Lalande into more than a home. It's a stage, it's a dream, and it's proof that sometimes fairy tales can come true if you're willing to share the journey with the world.